James, what does it say about this group? 34 assists on 43 field goals, about the chemistry that's developing out there on the floor.
We share the ball. We had a lot of trust in each other to take the best shot every single possession. We get frustrated as a unit when we turn the ball over. When we can make the game so simple, get to the basket, kick it out to our shooter. If they don't got a shot, make a quick decision. And tonight we was a great example of that for 4 quarters. The more we can do that consistently, we'll have really good shooting nights.
You had a strong finish to the game. How would you assess your game overall, first half to second half?
Just reading the game, not trying to force anything. Early, everybody had it going. You know what I mean? I tried to, take a couple shots when I could, but for the most part, I was trying to, get in the paint, and guys had it going. Honestly, in that first half. Second half, same thing. I was getting into the paint. I feel like, especially in that third quarter, being aggressive, and they collapsed, and I kicked out the shooters, Blake a few times, swing, and every time it's a good shot. So, just play the game the right way as a unit, and good things happen for us individually and as a unit.
James, it seems like the third quarter you guys really took control of the game. Just obviously Kevin got hot, but what started to click for you guys in that stretch?
Our pace. Like I said, coming off pick and rolls, getting the foot in the paint. Obviously Kevin made some shots, but just everybody put foot in the paint. Our defense really helped us a lot as well, creating turnovers, getting out in transition, and getting easy ones for us. Collectively, I think everybody that touched the floor played extremely well on both ends of the ball, just smart basketball. We're starting to get a feel, both ends of the ball, we're starting to feel comfortable with each other, and it's showing on the court.
James, you had touched on it a little bit, but defensively, you guys held them to 20 points in that third quarter. Just what's been the biggest area of improvement, I guess, on the defensive end from training camp to now?
Individually regarding, coaches is doing an unbelievable job of with the game plan and making sure we're prepared. And we're just going out there and playing hard for each other. Having each other's backs. We're not the biggest team, so we got to do everything, before it touches the paint, and then as a unit, rebound the basketball. So we did that for 4 quarters. Obviously they're a good team, especially offensively. They're going to make some shots. They're going to make some plays, but the things that we can control is the rebounding and loose balls and not turn the ball over. And I think we did a pretty good job of that tonight. Yeah.
Hey, James, the way you guys shot the ball Sunday and now with the threes tonight and the assists, do you feel like, getting a groove going here?
Yeah. And there's going to be, different types of wins. It's not going to be the same type of win every time we win. Times when we shoot the ball and it's going to be a breeze. There's going to be times where we don't make shots and we got to find other ways to win. And that's when we got to dig deep and, individually and as a collective unit. But tonight we played well, and we got to continue this momentum for the 6-game road trip that we got coming up.
Do you see a theme over this 3-game winning streak of what's getting better compared to what was rough at the start of the season? And what can you take onto this road trip?
I think those 3 things. I think it's just a feel for each other, honestly. Like we didn't, first couple of games is whatever, training camp is whatever, preseason is, nobody's really playing hard. So, games count and matter. Now, we get to figure out who's great at what and how can we execute and what things guys aren't great at. And, we're finding that rhythm. We're finding each other, and it's just getting a lot easier. Like our second unit is playing extremely well. That second unit when Patty and LaMarcus and Paul and DB and JC getting it's fluent. And when we can get that where there's no drops when we sub, things will be better for us.
Hey, James. This is twofold. Obviously this wasn't going to hold up for the entire season, but generally speaking, the rebounding has pretty much told the tale of every game that you guys have played.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got out rebounded, but you still found a way to win tonight. What was it, I guess, that allowed you to kind of find a way tonight where that might not have happened maybe a week ago?
We made shots. We made 22 threes. We shot in 46% from the 3-point line. That right there, and we can't rely on that. We can't rely on our shot making ability. That's like a bonus. If we're making shots, it's going to be a lot easier for us. But if we continue to rebound, continue to do the things that you guys know we talk about every single time I'm up here, and I'm sure Steve does as well. If we can keep that under control, we'll be a top 5, top 10 defensive team. And, we're pretty good on the first, possession. It's just the rebound. So we got to continue to harp on that. And as a unit, I think we got to do it collectively.
And you talked about defensive improvements. Steve was here and he was talking about, in the first half that there were a couple defensive mistakes that you might have made.
Yeah.
And in the second half, he said, it was after watching film at halftime, it kind of flipped. I'm just curious what you saw on film that you said, maybe I can get into this guy more. Maybe I have to give more space. What kind of changes?
Just reading the game, honestly. Reading the game. Different matchups. They do a good job, man. They got guys that can shoot the ball, put it on the floor. So you got to just know who you're guarding. And I got trying to help my teammates, and DeAndre Hunter hit a couple threes in that first half. So just try to be more engaged with him. Bogdanovich the same way. They got guys that can really put the ball in the basket. So you got to be aware. You got to stay engaged the entire possession. So I just try to, for me individually, I think as a team as well, we just try to lock in for a whole 24.
Hey, James. I know you guys have talked about this as a beat before about the way the game is being officiated now and how it's affecting how you get to the line. But just looking at the stat sheet again tonight, 1 free throw for you, which is obviously way off of what you're used to for your career. If this is the way the game is going to be called, what do you have to do, or what can you do, or what do you want to do to try to get back to the line where you're really good?
I don't really think about it. I just play the basketball, try to play basketball. That's everybody else who makes big deals out of it and talking about it. I don't really focus on, how the game is officiating. Each game is different. For me, I feel like just constant communication with officials and seeing what their view is and telling them what my view is and telling them what I see. Constant communication. I watch other games and the games are officiated other ways. So that's out of my control, out of my hands. I go out there and just play and hoop.
Last question, Bruce Beck with NBC New York. Over.
Hey, James, can you hear me?
Hey, Brucey.
Thanks a lot, James. You made a fall-away 3 with 5:50 to go, and you were bouncing before it went in. Are you starting to shoot with more confidence over these last few games?
Yeah, I've been in the gym. I'm always in the gym, but I'm starting to get my legs under me a little bit more, doing extra workouts and conditioning, stairs and things like that. So it's slowly coming. My shot feels good. What is that? My shot feels good, and I'm just taking it game by game. I'm excited for this road trip. It's going to be our first test, 6-game, very, very long road trip. It's going to be our first test to see, how many wins we can come out of this road trip. So I know I'm excited. I know that the guys are excited as well.